Okay. So I'm curious now. What were the outcomes of some of those conversations?
Self-satisfactory.
It's self-satisfactory for you doing a PT.
Yeah.
On what level?
You don't ever realise it until you flip it around and you kind of think, I did that, like I made that person happier, I made them lose weight, I made them do those kind of things. And you're like, that's pretty cool. Like, quite glad I did that.
Yeah. They're in debt to you.
Yeah, forever.
Okay. All right. What else? Any other conversations that
Gives you like a sense of power because you've got more knowledge than them.
Okay.
And like for me, I find it quite a good thing if I can tell someone something new every day.
Sure. So when you're in on the gym floor and you give someone that little bit of knowledge that just completely lights their world up at that moment, what is it that gives you?
A sense of power. Like for example, yesterday there was a girl who does CrossFit. And I was watching her do a pistol squat, and we were having a conversation about that, and she was like, oh, can you show me how to do a core exercise? I was like, yes, I know something she doesn't, or I can do something that she doesn't. So that was quite nice.
Sure.
And the fact that she kept asking questions showed that she was interested. So
okay. So she was more drawn to you because you had something of value to her.
Yeah.
Okay. So this whole thing about power is being able to provide something of use to people.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. So your value then would be, I like being, and it sounds really stupid, I like being of use to people, of course everyone likes being useful, but within the context of PT, that's what you enjoy. All right, any others?
You spoke about like what gets you out of bed in the morning, being that you know that your client is going to be there at the gym waiting for you, so it's being in a position of reliability, it's having someone that you know has made that effort to come and see you. I guess that gives you a sense of self-worth, but also a knowing that, if you take a day off, not only does it affect you, but actually you could be potentially affecting 6 people's weeks or days, or it gives you that kind of like, I'm really important to them, I really need to get up and need to be there.
Yeah, there's something about being a personal trainer. It's like if you stand at the side of a pond and you throw a pebble in and you watch how far the ripples go, that same sort of thing there. You don't turn up for that one person, how does that affect their day or their week?
Yeah.
Alright, whereas you're there, then how do they go on and affect other people, right? It's kind of, you choose to be positive or negative in how you impact what goes on around you. Okay, alright, any others? Closing up shop.
I was going to say, obviously you can say about satisfaction of the results, but for me it's just something I really enjoy anyway, training. So like, even if I didn't want to PT, I train all the time. So the fact that I can get paid for something I enjoy doing anyway, and like I was saying as well, it's a bit like sadistic. I'll do a boarding workout, love it, and then think I can't wait to put the pain on someone else. So like, I just say that, Phil. It's weird. It's cool. It's like then I can, a great work. You go through a great workout and you think, oh, I can't wait to do this for my client who trains very similar to me, and then do that, and then you sort of share that experience. Like, oh, that was really. Did you feel the pain in that area? Like, yeah, I felt that. And that's what I enjoy that because.
Okay.
That's me anyway.
All right. That's an interesting example. Okay, so if we're all feeling like we're slightly more reconnected with the reason why we became a PT and the reason why we enjoy what we do, then the next question to answer is how. So how do you satisfy that purpose that you've just identified within yourself? What are the things that you do that allows you to satisfy your purpose? How does it influence the way you deliver PT? Okay. How do the activities and the techniques you use with your clients support your purpose? How do you express your purpose in the way in which you deliver your sessions? How do you express your purpose in the advice, the tips, the dietary guidelines that you might give to your clients as well? These are now where we start taking the conversation. You've got to that point, you know what it is you enjoy about being a PT. Now let's go on and say, how does that influence and affect how you do everything else? And it might be that in the process of this, you realise, do you know what, there's some things I do as a PT that don't fit. It's not quite authentic to me. In which case, that's a great moment of reflection for you. And there are other things that you might stop and think, I should probably do more of this, and that becomes a development opportunity as well. Alright, let's go. Let's see. How? Answer that second question. Just to note some of your responses here as well. I poked a bit of fun at Colgate earlier on for having so much differentiation, and we kind of led into the whole skills active thing as well. This level of conversation we're at now, this would be the place where it makes sense to start talking about what differentiates you from other PTs perhaps. So this might be where you start talking about the fact that, you know, if your purpose is to make weight loss accessible and easy for people, because that's one of the things that gets you going, then how you do that might be, I use kettlebells on a regular basis with my clients because I find that's the quickest bang for buck. That's the sort of thing that might start coming out of this level of conversation. You can get quite specific here, but it applies to all aspects of your business, how you retain clients, all the techniques that you would do on a daily basis. This is where you're basically talking about, you know, what do you do to manage your clients? How do you do your job? Right? It shouldn't be too much more complicated than that. So, how do you guys satisfy your purpose? What are the things that you already do?
I think it's that honesty of feedback.
Honesty of feedback?
So you hear a lot of personal trainers constantly giving praise. Praise is a real big one, but it's also that constructive feedback as well.
Okay, that's an interesting point, because constant praise loses its value. Yeah, if you're always being told that's good, you start to, what is it? What's the big deal? Oh, yeah, that's a fair point. Okay. What else?
Be realistic with
Practice
them.
and learn what you're going to use as well. Actually, you're going to use it, why you're going to use it, and how you're going to use it, explain it to them, purpose of the exercise.
Okay, so there's a bit of an education element to it as well. My clients come out of it knowing more than they did before, right? Which kind of fits some things you were saying, Joe. There's another voice that
Being realistic with your clients. So
Okay.
giving them kind of something that's quite specific to them and a realistic goal as well.
Yeah.
So they're not disappointed. So you can kind of say, well, this is how we're going to do it, that's how we're going to get
Yeah.
there in this space of time, or something like that, rather
Sure.
than them coming to the end of it and going, but you said we'd be here by now.
Okay.
Kind of give them more of a realistic approach.
So when we start looking at how this links through with you, part of your messaging almost starts to become the story that's emerging is that as your personal trainer, what gives me the highest satisfaction is the fact that, and it goes in, I'm going to work with you to set realistic goals so that you don't overexert yourself, and then we'll regularly review those and we'll have good honest conversations, and you start to build a message that sounds a lot better than I'm Reps level 3 with all these little certificates and Girl Scout badges and all, you know, all that other stuff that we tend to put on our profile boards. Okay. All right. Any questions thus far? No? That's kind of reassuring because you're talking about what you do. So you are the experts here, not me. All right. Final question here can always be a useful one. How do your clients experience what you're about? So take a couple of moments to think about that one, and then back into your pairs. How do your clients experience what you're about? Kind of what's the, sounds like an odd phrase, what's the nub of it? What's the epitome of PT with you?